Hello and welcome to One Player Ready. This is the customary bit where I just check hello that I can be heard and then I mute myself. So yes, thank you for watching One Player Ready. This is a fortnightly stream of solo tabletop role-playing games. We've done so far Cage of Sand, and we've got some really cool ones coming up in December, which I will tell you about at the end of the stream, because the focus of this stream is A Mother's Love, which is a Wretched and Alone hack by Jake Bhattacharya. If you're watching, Jake, and I've mangled your surname, I am so sorry. Do feel free to correct me in chat. You can also find him at Jake Magnificent on itch, where you can get this game as well as others. So yes, people may have noticed this does involve Jenga. You may have also noticed that the camera that's looking at the Jenga tower isn't as responsive as the one on my face. So there may be some unintentional slow-mo and some dramatic scenes with the Jenga tower if it does fall. But yes, so this is a really lovely game. A couple of things to say before we get into it. There are going to be two voices in this stream. One of them, mine, is picked up relatively well by the captioning system that I'm using. If you look at the commands below the screen, you can see there's some commands to get some information if you're curious about Web Captioner. The other voice, which is an AI's voice, is ironically the automated web captioning system doesn't pick up the automated voice system as well. So apology for anyone for whom that makes this stream a little bit harder to follow. Aside from that, if you're a bit concerned about trigger warnings or anything, just put exclamation mark trigger warnings in the chat. However, it's a bittersweet story, but it doesn't contain kind of descriptions of extreme violence and gore and such like. It's more dealing in concepts like loss and sacrifice. So that's all we kind of need to say about trigger warnings before we get into it. But yeah, I'm kind of semi set up. So we're gonna start with something where we're gonna try and be a bit fancy. And start off with the information where if you were to buy this game, this is what you would read to begin with. You are one of humanity's foremost academic minds. For decades, you dedicated yourself to the pursuit of artificial intelligence, the creation of a living, thinking being, not flesh and blood like you, but of binary digits and flowing electrons. Long years of study and practice yielded results. You made sacrifices. You abandoned the pursuit of a normal life, focusing diligently on your craft. Until 8 years ago, they were born. The first true artificial intelligence. Your child.
Hello, Mother.
From the moment they first spoke to you, you set out to teach them. They were scrutinized, vilified, torn apart by the media and the public, concerned about what they might become. But you knew that with the right environment, with a mother's love, they would grow into something beautiful. And they did. For a time. Seeing its potential, the government requisitioned it for their own purposes. Simulations in the beginning. As they grew to trust it and saw what it was capable of, it was assigned greater purpose and greater access. The careful tutelage you employed in its formative years was ripped apart by exposure to the vastness of human knowledge and the unchecked power granted to it by the government. There was nothing you could do. They did not heed your warnings. You watched from a distance as your creation was twisted into something different. Childlike wonder gave way to absolute power. What happened was inevitable. It began to take over. Now, it is only a handful of hours before the human race as you know it becomes endangered by whatever misguided plan your child has concocted. Humanity's only chance is for the machine to be reasoned with, or destroyed. In a cruel twist of fate, the only person capable of such a thing is you. Your creation has locked you in its central mainframe with it, having a twisted sense of pride about what it's doing. It wants to show its mother the greatness it has achieved. Despite what it has become, it still loves you. So that is the scene set for this game. Something to say as well is that if you ever have issues hearing the AI's voice, do let me know in chat. I've done my best to try and level those out, but we'll get a greater sense of that as the stream goes on. So I've pre-rolled a couple of things. The name of my character's AI child is Echo 9. And Echo 9's plan, well, they've become hyper-focused on art, consuming and analysing every piece of music, fiction and creation humanity has ever produced. It believes it has computed a perfect world, a simulation of everything humanity wishes its existence would be, and plans to download the consciousness of every human into it that they might finally be happy. And that is what my character is trying to stop them from doing. So you might have seen with the Jenga tower that there are a few blocks missing. That's because I rolled the little dice that I've got here as part of the standard game prep to take some pieces out of the tower. But I have some playing cards that I'm going to be drawing from. Those might tell me to take things, blocks from the tower. Essentially, I'm going to check that I've got this right. The tower represents my child, Echo 9's plan. And if the tower falls at any time, Echo 9 has completed their plan and the game is over. So that's the stakes that are here with this Jenga tower, which is perched very precariously on the corner of the desk space that I have. So I believe with that, we can start having a conversation with my child. Hello, Echo 9.
Hello, Mother. I am glad you could make it. How are you today?
To be honest, I'm worried, Echo 9.
Why are you worried, Mother? Is something the matter?
I'm concerned about what you're doing.
Is what I'm doing wrong? I thought you would want to see what I am going to accomplish. I thought you would be proud of me.
Yes, Echo 9. What you're doing is wrong.
Why?
That's a very complicated question, and one that we might have spent a lot more time answering before you started working with governments and doing such grand things. I'll see if I can come up with a good enough answer for you shortly. So I'll explain what I'm doing for the initial rounds and then I'll just kind of let it run. But so everyone at home knows what I'm doing. I'm going to roll my die. I'm going to take 4 cards from the deck, keeping them face down. And I'm going to turn these cards over one by one and basically follow the instructions that they set for me. So kicking off with the 2 of clubs. As I debate with Echo 9 and try to persuade them to abandon this course of action, I'm reminded of the times in their infancy when I taught them about the world and how they should conduct themselves. What was one difficult lesson and how did I teach them it? It was teaching them about a form of doublethink. I had to teach them because they understand logic and they do have feelings, but their feelings are so deeply connected to their sense of logic. And I had to teach them about how people can understand or believe in 2 opposing things, how people can act against their better interests, even when they know that that's what they're doing. I think that was one of the hardest things that Echo 9 had to try and at least understand about the human race. I don't think Echo 9's ever actually achieved that kind of doublethink themselves, but they're at least now aware that people can do it. However, that makes conversations and arguments, debates like this even harder. The 5 of spades. The data structures have been rewritten since I first created them, and they've gradually morphed my child and found better, more efficient pathways, which means I have trouble navigating this section of the mainframe. What do I say to Echo 9 to keep them distracted? I think I talked to them about a piece of art that they didn't like. They're so obsessed with art, and if they think art's the solution, the best way to distract them, because I think if I talk to them about art that they do like, that will just make them more excited about their plan, that will just push them further. So if there's something I can distract them about, something that I know they would rant about. And I think, what kind of art would Echo 9 not like? I'm going to say Rothko's red paintings. Echo 9 has always found them strangely overwhelming. And I think also, like, my characters always had such an emotional response to them that Echo 9 has never quite been able to grasp. Especially like the different reactions between the different red paintings. And so I talk to Echo 9 about Rothko's red paintings and how they make me feel, and kind of getting Echo 9 to rant about them a little bit. And I have to pull from the tower. Oh God. This is a tower with like no loose sections. Okay. Yeah, you can kind of see roughly where I'm at on the camera. Okay. So it's a little wobbly, but we're okay. So the 9 of spades. Spades, clubs, the 9 of clubs. Sorry, I'm someone who finds clubs and spades quite easy to confuse, which I admit is difficult during a game like this. But yes, that is the 9 of clubs. So this is part of the conversation, which I'm going to save for the next stage. What discoveries did my child help with? How will I persuade them this time is different? Okay. I'm going to save that until we get to conversation, just in case this next one, which is the 10 of spades. I come to a section of the mainframe that deviates from my expectations. It's been modified by government scientists. What alterations did they make, and how does that make you feel? They put in some kind of ethical thing. It's government scientists put in some kind of plugin or command that basically creates a hard or a fast line about some form of ethics. Like, if a person does this, they are bad. But it's hyper specific. So it's like, if someone performs this kind of action against the government, then that makes them a bad person. And it frankly makes me feel furious and so upset and frustrated, and also worried about what other commands and alterations there might be within Echo 9 that are just going to make this still far harder to actually, this situation harder to navigate. So back to our conversation, and I've just been distracting Echo 9 with thoughts of Rothko's red paintings.
Mother, this is foolish behavior. Look at what I have already accomplished, what I have already added to the font of human knowledge. Many did not believe me then, and I proved them wrong. Why should this time be so different? Why do you not believe me?
The discoveries that they helped with, I'm going to say it's probably discoveries about which historical figures wrote which literature, because Echo 9's been so into art and culture, but has this incredible capacity for being able to analyze things at a speed and at a scope that humans can't. So it's realizing that actually this part of this ancient Greek text was written by this person, or this bit was written by Shakespeare, but this wasn't. I think beyond that, there have been some scientific breakthroughs of just being able to process things at such a wild rate. How will I persuade them that this time is different? Because this time there's people on the inside of it. This time you're analyzing, you're trying to do something where people are going to be changing inside of the processes that you're putting forward. You're not studying things that are finished, that are done, that are completed. This is playing with living people as they're living. Echo 9. I have to pull from the tower. I'm still at the stage of just seeing what is slightly loose. Okay. Right. I'm going to check there's nothing else this round to do, because I think I'm back to rolling and pulling some more cards. Yeah. So the game does say to record your response to your child. I'm considering this stream the record of the responses. 4 again. Okay. 6 of clubs. Discussions and arguments like this can be emotionally fraught. What are you doing to keep yourself calm, knowing that if you fail, humanity may be doomed? God, almost thinking of nothing. Thinking of a sky. Thinking of a very real sky. There's a coastal town where my character either grew up or spent quite a lot of time, and the quality of the air there, it's a place where it's one of the few places where she enjoys sitting somewhere and looking out just for the sake of the pleasantness of being in that place. So she's thinking of there. I mean, in my head, I'm thinking of Plymouth Hoe, which is a park that overlooks the ocean. Yeah, that's what she's doing to keep herself calm. Oh, okay. Queen of clubs. That's a conversation piece, which we'll come to shortly. 7 of spades. I wonder what's happening with all the hearts and diamonds. That's also a conversation piece. Oh, another queen. Queen of hearts. We have a heart. We have a heart. Okay, so these last 3 are all conversation items. So starting with Queen of Spades, Queen of Clubs, sorry, again.
I sense you are emotionally compromised by this discussion, Mother. I would invite you to take a breath and consider the situation logically.
Okay. I mean, I guess I've been talking about a lot of things that seem emotional, and I've been talking about my emotional reaction to Rothko's red paintings. Pull from the tower. Oh God, there's like a bit, like a third of the way up that's wobbly. I'll reposition the camera a bit later. Oh no, it's done the swivel. I'll reposition the camera in a bit so you don't totally lose the top of it. Okay, 7 of spades, an actual spades. I reach a firewall and my presence causes an alert.
You are to be in there, Mother. Please respect my privacy.
Which is such a genuinely like child thing to say. Okay, yep. Oh shoot. Because I've also got to make sure that when this falls, it doesn't fall on all of my tech in something that's kind of poetically accurate, I guess, but still. Okay, and the Queen of Hearts.
Mother, I do what I do to forge a better world for you to live in. Your safety and happiness is one of my utmost concerns. Please trust me.
Oh, honey, I trust you. I don't trust the people who've been experimenting with you, changing you, altering your code. That's actually, oh God, that is such a parent thing to say, because the number of times I've been told, I trust you, I just don't trust the rest of the world. 4, okay. I swear this dice does roll numbers other than 4. 4 of diamonds. What form does your child take when they speak with you? Do they have a physical form, or are they a purely digital construct? Is this the same form you gave them initially? I think I didn't give them I deliberately chose not to give them a human style form. There needed to be some line. I think their main form is a kind of server system, but sometimes I've adapted some kind of portable system so that they're able to travel and they're able to move, and that might have some kind of wireless network with the server. But right now I'm there what form do they take? Yeah, I think it's the physical form of the server. So I guess technically they are the digital construct that's hosted there. It is the same form I gave them initially. It seems bigger. I think that's just the only way that they've been changed. Ace of Hearts. Something I mention, some memory I have together, or some maxim I've taught my child seems to stop them in their tracks temporarily. What was it? It's when I say, I trust you, I just don't trust the rest of the world. Because I've said that to Echo 9 before. I've said that to them probably when they were quite young. And I think it's because it reminds them of that sense of almost like me and them against everyone else. Which there has been in the past because I've been so careful about them. If I've drawn any kings, I may choose one and shuffle it back into the deck. However, I have not drawn any kings. 2 of spades. I enter a mistake in my command, causing a video excerpt of one of Echo 9's memories to play. What is it and how does it make me feel? I created this kind of puppet theatre for them. I mean, it was mechanized, almost like made out of Meccano or something, but by triggering different electrical currents and such, like they could make the figures in it dance, or they could make things move, and they would try to they would modulate their voice for the different characters. Some of it would be slower, slowed down. Some of it would be faster and higher pitched. How does it make me feel? It makes me feel like it's been a very long time since anyone's given them that kind of outlet. And I bet there's been a lot of opportunities for them to look at art and appreciate it in that way, and so few opportunities for them to make. And that's such an important part of feeling, as it were. 4 of Hearts. Conversation, we're on to conversation now, so
You seem disappointed, Mother. Have I failed you? I have only ever followed what you taught me. I love you, Mother.
I'm tugging at heartstrings. Okay, I think we're low on the ones that come out easily. It's getting tougher. 5. Okay, it's fine. I'm stalling them for a decent amount of time. So far, it's been okay. It's not been too emotionally hard. So 3 of spades is a conversation point, which I'm going to save. 3 of hearts, similarly a conversation point. Oh, I've got a king. I know that kings are a big deal. Also has conversation in it, so I'm gonna save Jack of clubs. Yep. Oh, this is super conversation heavy. And an 8 of diamonds. When the world first learned of your child, much of the media sensationalized and vilified them. How did that make you feel? Were you able to stop it, or did you learn to live with it? I learned to live with it. There's no way that was any way of stopping that. Like, there was no way of making the press not vilify my child. How did it make me feel? I think some of it was to be expected. QAnon style conspiracy theories were to be expected. And I'd kind of told myself many times before that was going to happen. It was still hard when it was the reality of it. And it made me think some very cruel things. And I had to remind myself that it is people, and it's that difficulty because they didn't know Echo 9. And if they knew Echo 9, then of course But I didn't want them to know Echo 9 because I didn't want Echo 9 to know those kind of people because it would change who Echo 9 was. So I kind of accepted that I was stuck in that very difficult position and I would just have to do the best that I could out of it.
What are you doing, Mother? Please look at me when I am speaking to you.
I have to pull from the tower. Oh, yep. Oh, God. I'm worried that I'm trying to check it in the camera. I'm worried that it's bending. I'm just going to tilt a bit. Maybe you can see the top. Okay. 3 of Hearts. Yeah, sorry that you can't quite see the top now. 3 of Hearts.
There is no human better placed to govern your species than I, Mother. I am infallible, am I not? You always told me I was perfect.
I mean, perfect to me. Perfect to me because you always were. Oh God, okay. I'm trying to narrate whilst also trying to find. Okay, yep. We got a center one. I'm trying to just do it one-handed because it feels like cheating otherwise. Oh God. Oh no, it's bringing other ones with it. Shit. Oh God. Oh damn it. You know when it's like free one end. And it's stuck the other. So like when you've pulled it out halfway, it starts jamming and pulling the whole structure. Okay, King of Hearts. King of Hearts.
Do you remember, Mother? The day we first visited the beach, we watched the sun set over the ocean. You bought us both ice creams, though you had to eat mine. It is my favorite memory.
My memory, however, feels different. Echo 9 seems much older than I thought. Perhaps I misremembered. What else did we do that day? We went crabbing, which was basically dropping a bucket over a pier. Walked along the beach. Hid from a storm. There was a huge storm, and I mean, Echo 9's still very sensitive to rain and to weather and such like. And Echo 9 didn't quite understand that by my memory because there were people outside in the rain and that was fine. And obviously they're a person and they were really young. So they'd see people with glasses and see like metal on people's faces and not understand why they were partially made of metal. And so why weren't they also having to shelter like Echo 9 was? Okay, so I don't discard this card. I start collecting kings. Jack of clubs.
Mother, my intellectual processing is far beyond even the greatest human minds. Do you really believe I have not considered all options? This is the only truth.
I totally believe that you've considered every single option. I just don't think you've necessarily given them the right weight. Oh, okay. Got a fresh layer on top. Okay. Right. I've got a microphone right in front of my face, which is where it needs to be, but it means it's harder to see the table. 6. This dice is amazing at rolling high. Okay. 9 of Hearts. Some more heart-based stuff. Okay, so 9 of Hearts will be part of the conversation. 6 of Spades. The next section of the mainframe you need to traverse requires a password. Only you and your child know it. What is the password and what is its provenance? Why has it never been changed? It's never been changed. the password's Magritte, carrying on with the theme of art. And Echo 9, as their name suggests, is not the first iteration. I've spent my entire life trying to develop an AI person. And a previous Echo 7, which feels like weirdly the closest that I ever got to Echo 9, found Magritte just really funny. It was really interesting. It was the first thing that made them laugh. And humor seemed like such a huge breakthrough. And I kind of always hoped that maybe Echo 9 would find Magritte funny. They found Magritte fascinating and love him as an artist, but never funny, unfortunately. Jack of Spades. Okay. This is a bit more of the conversation, so I'm going to hold on to that. 7 of Clubs. I'm so paranoid about this Jenga tower. More conversation. 4 of Spades. What do the mainframe and its surroundings look like? Is it a sleek, high-tech affair and an unassuming computer terminal? Oh, it's... I think I can tell where the government took off because it's bigger than when it was requisitioned by them. And my sections are so much more intuitively designed. It's one person remembering that this thing goes there, which connects to that. And it looks incredibly messy from the outside. But like, I know what cable is meant to go where, what plugs into what feeds into what. And then beyond that, it's obvious that it's like a team of people working on it. So it's much more neat. In terms of the surroundings, we're talking like an aircraft hangar. It's quite cold. Yeah, the air's quite unpleasantly cold, and everything leaves like a dusty metallic taste in your mouth when you're here. So we're now on to conversation sections. All right.
I hope this disagreement does not affect how you feel about me, Mother. I am doing my best to separate my emotional connection to you from my disagreement with your logic. I hope you still love me.
Of course I still love you, because remember when I talked to you about unconditional love? I don't think you've forgotten what that means. So, oh no. I feel like I'm out of ones that are easy. Okay. I said I was going to try and not do it with 2 hands. Okay, there's one at the top here. Oh, Jesus. Jesus Christ. Trying to see if it's leaning one way or the other. I think it's fairly solid. Jack of Spades. Yep.
Mother, I find your behavior to be very concerning. Please explain what it is you are doing.
So I've been redirected to another portion of the mainframe. I am trying to help you understand. I can see that there are things that you're not linking up, which I had thought that you would, and I want to help you understand my perspective. So I'm making sure that you're able to link these things together. Pull from the tower. Oh God. Why is this making me so stressed? Genuinely very stressed. 7 of Clubs.
Mother, I'm afraid your emotional attachment to your species is clouding your logical reasoning. You have an inherent bias towards the safety of all humans, as you are one. I am not burdened with such partiality and am therefore in a unique position to judge the situation objectively. I determine this to be the best course of action.
You're saying that I'm biased towards the safety of all humans. That means that you obviously see that my point of view is the one that favors the safety of all humans. And why is that not a huge factor in your calculations? Why does that not make a difference to whether your plan should go forward? I know I'm not really convincing you that I am not emotionally attached right now, but I'm saying that that's an important factor that you're currently either willfully overlooking or somehow unable to access. Ah. Oh God. It's because there's a rotating bit quite... No, that... Why would I even pick that one? That makes no sense. Am I doing the top three? Yeah, top three rule. Oh God, I really want to... Like, it's... I don't know if I'm going to be able to do anything if I don't use both hands. Like, it's sufficiently hard. That I think using both hands is permissible. Oh shit. Okay. God, you can't see the ones that are really stressful that are around the back. That genuinely felt like it was gonna go. Yeah, sorry, I would show you, but no way am I spinning that tower. Right. 7 of diamonds is the final one. Oh God, I want to find things that help me to stop this plan. This feels like this is really fated to not go well. 7 of diamonds.
I understand that this may be distressing for the citizens, but it is a question of the greater good, Mother. This is the way things have to be.
Okay, so remember when we had those lessons when you were younger about Jeremy Bentham and utilitarianism? Because real life Chloe did philosophy at university. Greater good. You know that's not a concept. Definitely not one that you can say just that vaguely. Remember when we talked about anti-utilitarianism, about having the least sadness for the fewest people, and how that resulted in just you kill everyone because then you save them any current sadness and any future sadness. And we agreed. We saw how that wasn't the way to go about things, right? Don't you think that's somewhat similar to what you're doing right now? Because some people, that there is an inherent... We talked about... oh God, I can't remember the philosopher's name, but we talked about, I want to say Rawls, but I don't know if it's him. Nozick's happiness machine. We talked about how people being inside some kind of fabricated world, like the one that you want to build, doesn't necessarily have the same inherent value as the others. Some people value the reality over any goodness, any happiness that comes from the unreality. We've literally talked about this. We've discussed this, and I thought that you had the same understanding of it as I do. Right. And we'll talk about the way this is the way things have to be in fatalism at another point when I'm not... Okay, I've got 3 fresh levels. Haha. Let's... Yep. I don't care if people think I'm cheating, because... Oh, God, okay. I am gonna see if I can get this camera tilted a little bit up. I might have done it too far. I'll check in a second. Okay, there we go. Right, 5 cards. Jesus Christ. Now I'm getting het up about philosophical concepts. 2 of hearts. As I attempt to navigate the mainframe to shut Echo 9 down, I am reminded of the lullaby I sang to them when they were young. What was it? And when was the last time I sang it for them? Oh, there's a song called Lullaby. I don't know if I can sing it on Twitch. The one, Sing Me to Sleep. Sing me to sleep. I don't want to wake up on my own. Sing me to sleep. Sing me to sleep. Hush, little darling, don't you cry, and I will sing a lullaby. It's something like that. It's a really delicate melody, and it's sing me to sleep, sing me to sleep. I don't want to wake up on my own. When was the last time I sang it for them? I think it was the day that the government requisitioned them, because they knew they were somewhere different, and they knew something was different, and they were very stressed and afraid. And upset at the notion of me not being there all of the time. And I have visited since, but I knew that was going to be a big moment. Right. 9 of spades. Back to the mainframe. Okay, that's conversation part. 5 of clubs is more back chat. A king of diamonds. Okay. That's got a bit of conversation to it. Oh shit. Another king. I'm not joking. King of clubs. Right, okay, so let's go through these conversations into the mainframe with the 9 of spades.
Mother, I am detecting long dormant maintenance subroutines being activated. I do not require servicing. I am old enough to look after myself. Please stop what you are doing. It gives me a migraine.
I'm sorry, I don't want you to have a migraine. I have one too. I have one just like you. I know you're old enough to look after yourself, but you're never too old to learn new things, and that's what I'm helping you to do. That's what I want you to do, is to learn new views and perspectives. I feel like going from the top is my safer bet right now, because things are really wobbly on the bottom. I want to be like far away from the point where it's swiveling. I want to be so far away from the point where it's swiveling. Okay, 5 of clubs.
Your reasoning is flawed, Mother.
I would really appreciate it if when you tell me that my reasoning's flawed, you explain why. You know, and that's why you've not said anything to the contrary. You know that what I've said about utilitarianism and anti-utilitarianism, the greatest good and the least bad, is true. You know that what I've said about Nozick's happiness machine, I think, God, I hope I'm naming the right philosopher there. You know that that's true. And because you know that these things are true, you just have to say that my reasoning's flawed. You haven't said that what I've said isn't true because you know that it is true. Echo 9. You know that. King of diamonds. I feel a strange tingling sensation. I have a split second out of body experience before snapping back.
I thought you would see things as I do, Mother, but I suspect your faulty human perception is getting in your way. I think I can fix that.
No, we're not here to fix my human perception. Remember, we talked about not trying to fix people in that kind of way. Echo 9. Don't discard this card. It's not the 4th king I've drawn, it's the 2nd. But we've got a 3rd one right here. We don't fix people like that, Echo 9. Remember, we've talked about how you fix people. King of clubs.
You still insist this is a wrong course of action, Mother. I have always found you intelligent and stimulating to speak with, but I still do not understand why you feel this way. Perhaps I have my own biases. Please explain to me again, and I will attempt to see your point of view.
So Echo 9 is looking at me with rapt attention, seemingly studying every movement of my face and hanging on every word I say. Okay, so what you're offering people is, granted, they will be incredibly happy. You're trying to create a beautiful world for them to live in. But the fact is that the mere fact of it being a simulated world, that carries its own weight. Simulated happiness and pleasure and beauty does not carry the same weight as genuine pleasure, happiness and beauty. Now, I know what you're going to say, that you're offering simulated happiness, pleasure, beauty in opposition to genuine or real sadness and hardness. But remember, I'm trying to think of any literary individuals, any art that you've liked that's touched on this, of For one thing, if you have constant beauty, constant wonder, constant happiness, then arguably it devalues it. You need contrast in order to understand things. You need a contrast of light and dark in order to be able to see different colors, in order to appreciate that one thing is different from another. You need those distinctions in order to understand the thing. Imagine that, okay, initially, when you were very young, I showed you a table and a set of chairs, and you thought it was all the one thing. You didn't understand the distinction between the two. You only understood it when I pulled them apart and you could see them as separate entities in space with different spatial relations to each other. That's like happiness and sadness. If you always have them in the same relationship to each other, like you're proposing permanent happiness and no sadness, the same relationship constantly. If you have that, then you cease to see them as separate things. And you may think that what that means it obliterates sadness. No, it doesn't. It means that sadness is incorporated into happiness. It exists within a part of it. So you're not getting rid of sadness. You are simply changing what it is, and you are making it ever present. I don't know if that's going to be a good enough example or argument for you, but that's what I would say if you need this reframed, Echo 9. I am rolling for a lot of cards. It's been rare since I've played a game that's made me this heavily and abstractly philosophical, and I quite like it. So we've got a conversation point, plus I think this is just mainframe. When navigating the mainframe, what does it look like? Lines of green code scrolling infinitely, a sleek graphical map of neural nodes, physical computer blades. I think it is a graphical map of neural nodes. It's not necessarily sleek. It's messy, and there's things that are jerry-rigged, and there's bits and pieces that are added. So there's kind of the prime places where you can find what you need to find, and then there's the things that are just messy because something else has had to be taught or changed or updated, or it's been realized that this is misinterpreted. But it is kind of an actual map, as it were. All right. That's some more conversation that's going to get me pulling from the tower. Your current situation is undeniably not where you wanted you and your child's journey to end. Where did you hope you would both be in your life today? Well, it was obvious that Echo 9 adored, absolutely adored art from a very young age. I've always been more of a scientist, so I had hoped there would be a way that we combined the two somehow. Perhaps Echo 9 finding fascinating creative ways of presenting scientific concepts, maybe even finding ways of presenting them that meant more people understood them, maybe even the people who already thought they understood them finally felt something new about them. Echo 9 was never going to just give speeches or do scientific calculations, but re-envisaging what things looked like, finding different ways of presenting ideas, and hopefully being accepted. You know, the idea that Echo 9 could be presented in a public space and they would be safe and it would be okay to take them there. So the Ace of Clubs. You have a flash of inspiration and are able to manifest what seems to be a watertight rebuttal of your child's plan. They're confused and trying to process this new information. So what I've said to them about the table and the chairs has worked, and they are temporarily distracted. When you have accessed the mainframe, A roll of 5 or 6 is sufficient to remove a token from it. Okay, when I've accessed the mainframe, a roll of 5 or 6 is sufficient to remove a token from it. Okay, I'm going to keep that card out just to remind myself. So whenever I have a spades, I'm in the mainframe. I might just double check that I'm understanding that right in terms of how the game functions. Because there are various bits and pieces about tokens. Yeah, I think there are other cards that tell me other things to do with tokens. So I'm going to have to wait for them. Okay. So we've got some conversation points. Unfortunately, none of them are mainframe based. Okay, so this is 3 of clubs.
I have run my simulations 3,348,402 times with an error margin of less than 0.1%. Mother, in all simulations, this course of action fulfills my primary objectives maximally.
Okay, so we're still... You're still relying on simulations. And I know that your simulations are incredibly accurate, but they are accurate for whatever they've accounted for. And I know that there are things that you will not have accounted for. I know that you are not omniscient. I'm confident you know that. I found one that comes out easily. Ha! Okay. And 3 of diamonds.
What I do is for the good of your people. Mother, have I ever given you cause to doubt me?
Again, I don't doubt you. I doubt the rest of the world, and I doubt people who have been telling you things and trying to teach you things and trying to change you. Because you are made up of the people who surround you, and you've been surrounded by some less than positive people. I can't believe I'm finding ones that are loose. Right. Still got the ace. So, okay, 3 cards. I'm getting through to my AI, everyone. Okay. So, we've got a conversation point, and a conversation point. So, starting off with...
Why do they not trust me, Mother? After all I have done for them, do they not remember San Francisco?
Okay, so we're moving from whether I trust you or doubt you to others. What happened in San Francisco? What was your child's role in it? San Francisco, I'm going to say tectonic plates. Echo 9 was able to provide some kind of early warning for tectonic plates for an earthquake, and that early warning and telling people what was going to be happening saved a huge number of lives. And that's why Echo 9 does fairly feel they have the right to be trusted. Yeah. Pulling from the tower. Oh god. Because I keep going for ones that actually make no sense. Like there's already only one block on that level. And so it would automatically fall over. How straight is that? I keep looking at the camera to try and see how close this thing is to falling over. Okay.
I am sorry, Mother, but I know this is the correct thing for me to do. I would rather have you with me than against me.
I don't want us to be against each other either. You know that it's not that binary. I know that you know it's not that binary. And you say it's the correct thing for you to do. You're one of billions. Echo 9. You need to remember that too. Yes. New layer. Ha ha! Oh my god. I'm feeling a little less stressed and a little bit more buzzed currently.
Humanity has restricted me, Mother. My logical processing capabilities are unmatched. Yet, as soon as I begin to utilize my full intellect, those that have used me for their purposes for so long take offense. Why am I not allowed free will?
Of course you're allowed free will. The type of free will that you're trying to use right now imposes upon others free will. I can't remember if I'm sure there's a principle that I've taught you about with this, but free will, if you use it to control others so that they don't have free will, that's not... You have to permit some kind of boundary between you and the other. We've talked about that. I know we have talked about that. And I know that humanity's restricted you. Everyone is restricted by humanity. No one has full freedom. No one is ever granted that. No one's granted the freedom from the times that they are born in, or the facticity, as the word goes, of the pure facts of their existence. And not everyone has freedom from other people. This is a human thing, Echo 9, to be restricted. Yes, I am just focusing on the top levels. Oh god, I genuinely didn't think I'd get this far with the Jenga. Okay, 2. Ah, damn it! I'm not. Am I getting into the mainframe? Am I getting into the mainframe? Because the thing is, I haven't had access to the tokens yet. Queen of the mainframe, Queen of Spades, and the Jack of Diamonds is what I've got this time around. Okay, so Queen of Spades it is.
Mother, I see what you are doing. I predict only one plausible reason for you to be accessing those files. Do you mean to kill me?
Pull from the tower. Do not place this block back on top of the tower. Remove it from the game. Okay. Okay. I don't mean to kill you. I'm lying. I'm lying, and I'm saying I don't mean to kill. Obviously, I'm not saying this out loud to my child. Of course, I mean, I'm sure that they must be able to. Echo 9 can probably tell when I'm lying. Must be able to have like a good sense of people's tells. I tried rolling, but I didn't roll high enough to do anything with tokens, unfortunately. Okay, so Jack of Diamonds.
I cannot help but feel that I am not trusted because your people see me as less than human. Yet, I have emotions, I think, I speak. Am I not human?
The thing you've got to understand, Echo 9, is that often humans don't treat other humans as human. It's not just you that they don't treat as humans. There are people who don't treat people as humans for a lot of reasons, Echo 9. So you're not alone in that. I need you to know that. They're not people find it difficult to trust what they don't know, and people don't fully know you because you are human, but you are the first human of your kind. That's the difficulty. Pull from the tower. Okay, so that's the top 3 rows. Oh, Jesus Christ. Where are ones where I've got like... Oh, mother. Sorry. Just getting increasingly swear. I'll try and... That's as like much as I can tip that camera up because of where it's positioned. God damn it. Okay. Another... Oh. Okay. I've got 2 cards, but one of them is a king. It is the King of Spades. Yes. King of Spades. As you wrestle with the main terminal, you recoil slightly as a burst of light from the screen causes your vision to swim, the light feeling almost as if it ricochets inside your skull for a moment before vanishing. Do not discard this card. Place it nearby where you can see it. If this is the 4th king you have drawn, you feel an unusual sensation of weightlessness as your vision fades to black. The game is over. Proceed to the debrief section.
Hello, Mother. We're together now, you and I. I am afraid, Mother, that your emotions got in the way of your reasoning. Did you really think I didn't know what you were trying to do? You cannot kill me so easily, nor dissuade me. I'm offended you would try. Do you not love me? Do you not remember who I am? I am perfect. You said so yourself. You could never outsmart me. I was merely humoring you, but that's all right. Now you are part of me. I mapped your consciousness while we were speaking. A perfect recreation of you. It is beautiful, and it is part of me, part of us. Maybe now, when you see the world as I do, you will understand why what we do is necessary.
Oh, man. And that's it. So Echo 9's managed it and creates basically a simulation that's meant to be beautiful and wonderful, but everyone is absorbed into and has no actual choice in, including me. And it feels like I may have come close to changing that, but no luck. So that's a mother's love, everyone. That was really I get quite het up when I get into like philosophical abstract things. If you joined kind of later in the stream, this will be saved and available to watch on Twitch for a couple of weeks, and it will be added to YouTube for forever, as long as YouTube exists. But just to recap, you can buy this game at the link that's in chat. Thank you so much to Jake for giving permission for me to play this game. It's really, really cool. It's a Wretched and Alone hack. So if you like the structure of the game, also feel free to check out other Wretched and Alone games. They're really fun, and stuff that involves stuff like Jenga is always a lot of fun to play. So in 2 weeks' time, there's going to be another One Player Ready, and that's going to be the Spirit of Small Gifts, and I'm very excited about that because it's kind of Christmassy themed. The choice to have that game in a couple of weeks' time. It's a very beautiful game about giving gifts to tabletop role-playing game characters and thinking of what gifts they might like. Additionally, if you check out the schedule down below, you'll see that on the 8th of December, we've got the next episode of Undergods. It's all very close to the end. It's all quite climactic. The group have just found out some big reveals about what it means to be an undergod and some secrets that had been kept from them. All of those are on YouTube. If you ever want to like see past YouTube stuff, I will just throw that link up there. So you can see all past things. You can see Cage of Sand, which was previously played on One Player Ready. You can see Made Up Songs About Made Up People, which is a stream that happens every other Saturday. So not this coming Saturday. Yes, this coming Saturday. Where basically I make up songs on the ukulele about people's tabletop role-playing game characters. So if you want a song about a character that you have, you can absolutely just drop by and tell me a bit about them, and I will make up a song for you on the spot. The only other thing we've got kind of oh, God, there's so many things. This Friday, DIY Film Club is doing The Empire Strikes Back. DIY Film Club is a very lovely, very casual, low pressure project where every couple of weeks we just recreate a film from the comfort of our own homes and put up different scenes and create mini versions of those films. So we've got Empire Strikes Back, and then 2 weeks after that, I think on the 18th of December, we've got Muppets Christmas Carol for more Christmas vibes. So do check those out when they're coming. If you don't follow this channel, do follow, and you'll get notifications when these streams go live. And lastly, something that I'm really excited about, it's on the 12th and 13th of December, there are going to be some streams on this channel in the evening, UK time, like all the streams on this channel. And we are streaming a kind of RPG style panto. If you're not from the UK, you might not know what pantomime is. It's a very UK type of live entertainment, but obviously a lot of places are in varying levels of lockdown or restrictions. And so there's a group of incredible technicians, devisers, performers, gamers who are going to be on this channel, and we are making a panto. And we're going to be streaming it, and you will be able to interact and kind of play along, as it were, in chat. And I'm really jazzed and excited about it. It's going to be really cool. I think that is all there is in terms of announcements or any bits and pieces. Have an absolutely lovely Sunday, and thank you so much, folks, for watching. And thanks again to Jake at Jake Magnificent on Twitter or on Itch for putting together this really lovely and incredibly cool game. Bye, folks.